Okay, so before this video begins, I just want to preface this by saying I'm by no means an expert on the beauty community, the tea community, or the Dahvie Vanity situation. However, this story relates to something that I want to talk about. I'm going to kind of go over the basis of it all, but if you're looking for like an in-depth take where I completely deconstruct the whole case and, analyze every single one of Jeffree's lies or whatever, this is not the channel for that. So I just want to make it abundantly clear. I'm more of a casual spectator of this. I'm not like trying to, go balls deep into the story or whatever. However, it is something I want to talk about, and it's something I've touched on a little bit on my live streams. For those of you who don't know, I'm a streamer on YouTube. I do a podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I stream every day. So the topic of Jeffree Star has come up, and it's something that I noticed happen last year when James Charles was getting, exposed or whatever. When everyone was going after James Charles, trying to accuse him of turning the gay men straight, or the straight men gay or something like that, which didn't make any sense to me. Jeffree was on top of that. Matter of fact, he had some damning information that was supposed to come out, and then we never saw it. And fast forward to today, now Jeffree and James are working together, which is really strange to me. And then you got the whole Shane Dawson documentary where he just refused to bring it up for the first, few episodes or whatever. Maybe that was planned or whatever. But my point is that there's some strange stuff that I've noticed with Jeffree Star, and as somebody who's not like connected with, the tea or the beauty community or whatever, I kind of want to take a dive into this, and hopefully some of you guys in the comments can kind of, fill in some areas that I'm maybe missing on. But from what it looks like, Jeffree Star seems to be a monster. So let's go ahead and go into it right here. So, I'm sure all of you by now are familiar with the Dahvie Vanity story. The story of a singer who, I believe it's alleged, because I don't want to, I don't want to stick my nose into something that I'm not prepared to take on. The Dahvie Vanity story, Dahvie Vanity raped a child. Police gave him a warning. Now 21 women accuse him of sexual assault. This is a bit of an old HuffPo article that I was linked. As you can see, it was up to April 5th, 2019. And it kind of goes into the whole story. Here's another article from I believe this is Vice here. Who the hell is Dahvie Vanity? Kind of does a good job. It's written March 10th, 2020. Does a good job kind of, going into it. Who is Dahvie Vanity? Why do people want Chris Hansen to investigate? Blah, blah, blah. Now, this paragraph right here, I believe, Blood on the Dance Floor is Dahvie's music band. And it says, Blood on the Dance Floor has always pushed the boundaries of sexual content, especially as Monroe pointed out, since its fan base is mostly tweens and teenagers. In a video uploaded in 2012, for example, Vanity can be heard telling the crowd, "You guys are better than sex. I just want to come on all your little titties tonight." And if that's a direct quote, he says little, like in the crowd being tweens and teenagers. You can kind of sort of see what's going on here. Let me go ahead and, is there a picture of him here? I'm sure I can, yeah, there he is right there. And then there's Chris Hansen, of course. Who I'm not, I'm not a Chris Hansen fan. I feel like that should be made clear. I've been very critical of Chris Hansen in the past. Now he's mishandled the Onision story and refused to interview Onision, but that's like a whole other story. That's a whole other story. Anyway, here's the part that I want to talk about. Jeffree Star's involvement. Now, Jeffree Star used to do music with this guy and tour with this guy, right? And you can see a picture, that's Dahvie, and then that's Jeffree right there. In 2010, Jeffree tweeted that he witnessed Dahvie bring underage girls to his hotel room to do sexual things. He called Dahvie disgusting and evil at the time. He wanted to say that he would never work on a song or tour with Dahvie again, and claimed that if you support Dahvie, you support child molestation. Now, these tweets were tweeted in 2010. That was 10 years ago. And he says, "I'm going to speak the truth till I die. We saw at Blood on the Dance Floor music, Dahvie bring underage girls to his hotel room and do sexual things, 100% illegal." Jeffree continues to tweet here, "I no longer support at Blood on the Dance Floor music and how disgusting Dahvie is. Touching children and enjoying the attention is evil. Fuck off, sicko. Being on tour with the child fucker has made me see the truth. I regret ever doing a song with that pig. R.I.P. because you'll never be with me." Jeffree Star, then he tweeted here, "If you support that piece of shit, then unfollow me because you're supporting child molestation." Alright, I just want to make that clear. Child molestation. Like, he's not just, towing the line a little bit. He's not kind of, playing with words. He's straight out saying it. That's like how strong this is. Dahvie is the lowest worthless scum I've ever met. So that was Jeffree immediately distancing himself upon hearing rumors and what he said, alleging to seeing Dahvie bring underage girls into the hotel room for acts of sex. Or just sex. I don't know why I said acts of sex. That's weird. But you can see right here, this is like a direct allegation. So what's the problem here? That's a good thing, right? If you saw bad things going on, he's calling out the bad things, he's, you know, exposing it. That's a good thing, right? What's wrong here? Well, I'll show you what's going on here. In 2011, 1 year after he had tweeted all this and separated his connection with Dahvie Vanity, Jeffree went back on his word and went back to collaborating and working with Dahvie, even calling him his brother. 2011, a year later. We all get over the past. Everything with blood on the dance floor music and I is great. Stop the negativity and smile. Love my brother, blood on the dance floor music. This is in 2012. This is now 2 years from the tweets where he had alleged that this guy was like a child rapist. His new album is out next week. Everyone better be getting it. He includes a bunch of hearts here. And this is from his verified Twitter account. Now, when he was called out for these tweets, he tried to allege that these were fake or whatever. He's like, why are you guys sending fake evidence or whatever? And then people were literally like linking the tweets that were still up on his Twitter account. So he tried to, you know, bury this by basically saying, oh, well, you know, there shows something real. You know, this isn't real. And then people would show that it was real. So we got some really weird stuff going on here. Here's another video right here. And again, I'm sure this is all stuff you probably know or whatever. I'm kind of trying to break this to like a new audience to try to highlight what's going on here because this guy's, you know, one of the top creators on YouTube. This is crazy stuff. I'll speak the truth till I die. That's something that she's quoting, if you remember from a tweet back up here. I'm going to speak the truth till I die. Well, obviously not. This is a video from Tamimi. She's a bit of a tea YouTuber. Let's go ahead and play it right now. And let's go to a part right here. Now, this is an old video from one of the tours with Dahvie and Jeffree. Now, I believe the guy with the pink hair, that's Jeffree, and then that's Dahvie, and they're grinding on a child. That someone is very clearly underage. I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed, although I could be wrong on that. But, I mean, come on, look at it. Yeah. This video is just disturbing to look at. It's insane. But I guess that's just what goes on over there. Now, a lot of people have been calling out Jeffree Star, and you can kind of see why. So he decided to go on Chris Hansen. He's also going to be going on Mom's Basement, but Keem said that it's not going to be like, they're not doing a deep dive or whatever. They're not really going to ask him that many questions or whatever. It's kind of more going to be a chill episode. But he went on Chris Hansen to get the hard questions asked, to kind of talk about why did you call him these things, but then work with them? Why did you say you were going to speak the truth, you know, until you die, but then like a year later work with a guy that you call a brother now that you called a child rapist in the past? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, I had missed the interview live, but I'd seen it this morning, you know, the repeat of it, the replay. I'd seen the VOD. But when it was going live, I'd seen this tweet that I actually retweeted from iNabber. Jeffree Star really said in Chris Hansen's interview, he thought Dahvie Vanity was a child molester, then said after that he decided he no longer thought he was. So he worked with him despite seeing inappropriate things. Bro, what the fuck? And I retweeted that, you know, thinking, like, there's no way he actually said that. Like, what the hell? I mean, I believed it. I wasn't, you know, saying iNabber is lying. But I was like, just thinking, I was like, why would you say that on the air? And then when I watched it today, sure enough, that's exactly what he said. This is Chris Hansen's stream right here.
Headed, Jeffree. So there were a string of tweets when you really tore into Dahvie Vanity, called him all kinds of things, accused him of what many people are saying about him today, what many of the survivors have said about him. What was behind that, and what was it that you actually said and meant in those tweets?
Yeah, so back in the day, there was a lot of crazy rumors about Dahvie. There was never any criminal charges against him. He was never put in jail for, I know there was one instance, but he never served real jail time. There was no criminal case against him. So there was a moment when a lot of us in the music world were not sure what was really going on. So it was being in that moment of not knowing, really believing it all because it was very believable. But then at the end of the day, there was no proof. So yes, I tweeted out a lot of things. Did I?
Wait. What? There's no proof or whatever. So you're telling me you heard rumors that a guy you worked with, the guy you considered a friend, and later on you would consider a brother, was a child rapist, and you went with that and cut all ties immediately? But it wasn't just a rumor. Now wait a minute. Hold on now. He said he saw personally the guy bring children into the hotel room to have sex with them. Is that a rumor? Because I thought you claimed that you saw it. Hold on now. Yeah, I'm gonna speak the truth. We saw Blood on the Dance Floor music, Dahvie bring underage girls to his hotel room to do sexual things, 100% illegal. So was that a rumor that you heard, or did you see it with your own eyes? I'm confused here. This doesn't make any sense.
I ever see an actual sexual crime? Absolutely not. Did I see weird, inappropriate behavior? Yes.
What weird, inappropriate behavior did you see? I'm curious on that. Elaborate on that.
Did I call him a child molester? Yes, because at the time I really believed it. I thought that what people were saying and the weird things that were behind.
Well, if you saw it happen with your own eyes, then yeah, one would believe that. But now you're saying that you didn't. Do you see how this doesn't add up? I'm confused here. This doesn't make any sense.
The scenes going on, that they were all true. And later, did I think that some of it was untrue? Yes. And we're going to dive into that, and I'd love to explain why. But I meant those tweets at the time, and it was a time where there was a lot of us all on the same page and hyping it all up and saying, hey, this person is really this. So at that moment when I tweeted all those things, yes, I fully believed it.
And what did you believe at the time? And what was the reason for sending those tweets out, Jeffree?
Well, I felt that he was getting a platform that was bigger than I ever thought he would reach, right? And I didn't want my audience to think that if they were true, which he, being the master manipulator that he was, proved to a lot of people at that time that he didn't do anything, that he really wasn't going to jail, because he never went back to jail after that one incident. So he really tricked us all into thinking, hey, I'm actually not that person, which was really scary. And one of the biggest regrets of being dumb enough to believe someone and to getting manipulated into thinking that he's, an okay person.
What responsibility did you have as a performer who was affiliated with him to report anything? And what could you have reported at the time?
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that I don't have anything to report. If I actually saw and witnessed something, he would be rotting in jail this very moment. But I never saw anything besides inappropriate behavior. Like the things on stage at that time were not very crazy. Looking back, it's very wrong, but I never witnessed anything that could be used as evidence. And I think somehow people think I do, and I'm not saying it. So
well, your old tweets would indicate that, right? I mean, I don't want to just go back to the old tweets, over and over again like a broken record. But I mean, come on now. It's the elephant in the room. How do you not address that? I guess what he's implying here is that he was full of shit back then. Or is it the other way around? Is he full of shit now? I don't know. This is strange to me.
For the record, no one has any contracts against me. No one has any secrets against me. Dahvie knows nothing about me. And yeah, it hurts that people would even think that, but I get it. I tweeted out a lot of stuff, and then I worked with him again. So Chris, I think I would love to explain why I worked with him again, because people don't understand that.
Let's go there. You send out these tweets, and yet in 2012, I believe, correct? You go back out on tour and essentially make public statements that
and a lot of people want
a good guy, and you're supporting him at this point. Well, how do you square that with people who question?
Yeah, well, a lot of people know I'm very dramatic, and I say things all the time in a very grandiose manner. So everyone wants me to address every single tweet. Let's go. Me calling Dahvie my brother, that's just me being dramatic. Dahvie was never my brother. We were never best friends. You can think that, 100% not the case. But let's talk about me tweeting that he's a monster.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm more interested in that, but I'll just pause real quick to say that, you know, when you refer to somebody as a brother, that's not typically something someone says, you know, lightheartedly, like, oh, this guy, I'm not really that tight with them, but yeah, this is my brother over there. You don't really say that. It's possible he just threw that out there because he's dramatic, but I don't know. It's strange to me. This is a red flag.
And then working with him again. So when I was doing my last tours, there was a big list, right? Who was gonna play the opening bands before me, who was gonna play after me, and their name was on the list from their agent. And they were very big at the time. And the allegations, he made them all kind of go away. He manipulated the music scene, and he was getting big tours. And I, at the time, was friends with Jay and Brandy, his bandmates. So me and Dahvie hadn't spoken in a while, and he had reached out to me again, and he's like begging me to not believe what everyone had said. So I did my own research, and I reached out to Jay. Of course, Jay. Never seen anything, Jeffree. Dahvie's great. Okay, but that wasn't good enough for me. So I reached out to Brandy. Now, Brandy Wynn was a band member of Blood on the Dance Floor for years and years. She's a mother of 4. I said, Brandy, have you ever seen anything illegal for real? Because our agents are trying to put this tour together with them on it, and I'm not gonna do it. And I would never put him in any light ever again if you have seen something. Because if that's the case, I would rather die than work with him. And she, as a mother, said, Jeffree, I've seen inappropriate things, but nothing illegal. You know, Dahvie is offensive and crass and da-da-da-da-da. I took her word for it. Well, and maybe he never did anything around her. I don't know. But she lived with this person on the tour bus. She's older. She's 40 years old.
So you claim to see things. You've heard rumors. People around Dahvie are admitting that inappropriate things have happened, whatever that even means. But you just decide to drop these rumors to go immediately embrace him with open arms, call him your brother, and work with him again. Are you seeing how this just doesn't make any sense? Am I being too judgmental here? Am I jumping the gun or whatever? I don't know, man. I'm seeing a lot of red flags. It's not looking good. And it's kind of interesting to me how exactly he responds to this. You know, pay attention to the sort of, you know, the things he's saying, the facial expressions. I don't know.
You called him, though, at that time, some very nasty.
Oh, I called him a child molester.
A child molester. I mean, you came right out and said, this guy's a child molester. Why did you do it at that time?
Because there was everyone talking it up like it was, like he was literally the devil. And looking back, he is. But at that time, it seemed like everyone was gassing it up. And as someone that was very misunderstood in my music career and in my music and in my entire career, I felt a soft spot for them. And I felt like, you know, people are just trying to villainize them like they've done to me. And I stupidly fell for that trap. And putting them on that last tour of mine was one of the biggest regrets that I'll have, but I can't take it back.
Situations like this are infinitely complex. We're never really going to know what's, you know, maybe Dahvie Vanity will go to jail or be, you know, caught, you know, with concrete evidence in ways that can get him punished more so than he's been already or whatever. And maybe some of these victims, you know, maybe evidence will come out that they're, you know, it's proven that he did violate them in some sort of way or whatever. But when it comes to Jeffree and all that, I don't know if we'll ever really know what was going on there. However, it looks suspicious, and I don't think this interview really helped him. This just, I mean, he's talking about it, but he kind of has to, right? Like, if he were to just ignore it, that would look even worse. So it's not one of those situations like, oh, well, what does he have to hide? He's going on Hansen, you know? Like, it's not that simple. But I don't know, like, what more we're gonna get out of him. That's his statement. He had heard some rumors. He believed them. Then a year later, he was like, nah, you know, I don't know if it really went like that. And then he just started working with the guy again. And now he's back to calling this guy a child rapist again. So it's just this back and forth that's confusing. And we got contradictory statements. And, you know, how he tried to, like, hide the evidence at first or whatever, you know, by dismissing it as fake when they still existed on his page. it's just all very, very, very confusing and twisty and dark. And I think that's where I'll leave it off there. My name is AugieRFC. You can subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, hit the like button if you enjoyed. I'm a streamer here, so notifications really help when you so you can know when I'm live. But that's all I got. I'll see you guys tonight. Peace out, everyone.